Imagine dating a man for months and waking up one morning to find out he had been arrested for mass murder. Let me explain. So in churches there are different departments for workers, from the choir, ushers, sanitation, prayer and so on. And these churches are especially strict with their workers concerning the sins in the Bible, especially fornication. They don't joke with that. So, many workers who tend to fornicate do it secretly so the church won't find out. And that is what Daniel and Stella do. Daniel is in the prayer department and Stella is not only in the church choir but is actually one of the daughters of the head pastor of the church. Daniel and Stella really love each other and really couldn't resist sleeping with each other. So, in church they were very serious in their department. Daniel could pray for hours and Stella could sing for hours. But outside church though, they were very naughty. After a while together, Stella had to travel to go to the university, which meant that she and Daniel wouldn't be able to meet for months. It broke their hearts. But no worries, there was a way to keep their sexual desires for each other alive. Sex chatting. It was the only thing they could think of. Sending their nudes to each other and texting some very detailed description of what they would do to each other when they next met. Wink wink. Stella had no issues with this. She loved Daniel and trusted him. But she made it clear that her life would be over if anyone found out. She told him that she wouldn't be able to bear the shame if any of her nudes got out and she would rather end it all. And Daniel swore that he would never let anyone get access to them. In fact, he deleted them after he was done doing soapy with them. If you don't know what soapy means, check the comments. His last statement was a lie though, and when he realized that she could delete the pictures on both ends from her side, he started forwarding them to his second number, which was also on the messaging app. Like he created another account and he was sending the noodles there. But truly, he never showed anyone and he treasured them and kept them safe. Everything was fine until one horrible day. So, what Stella didn't know about Daniel was that he had been struggling financially. He hid this from her and sent her whatever she asked for by either borrowing or stealing from his uncle who he stayed with at the time. Yes, he was down bad. He had just come back from another day of hard labor and decided to get a drink. A nice chilled cold beer. FYI, he was only a high school graduate, he didn't go to uni. This night he drank more than usual, maybe because he was frustrated at his life or the alcohol was especially hitting the right spot that night. I don't know, but bro got wasted. Then his baby, the love of his life, his sweetie pie, messaged him, telling him that she was in that naughty mood and wanted to send him some creative nasty pictures. Of course he was down. Who would say no? She sent them and I didn't see them, but I bet they were very sexy. But Daniel was dizzy from the alcohol and he was struggling to stay awake. And so, not to miss out on these pictures, he decided to forward them to his second account on the messaging app as usual, and he dozed off, leaving honey Stella on her own. He wakes up with a crazy headache like around 2 a.m. to pee. By this time, the alcohol in his system had reduced and he was kinda back to his senses. After peeing, he checked his phone, which had like 50 missed calls and lots of messages from not just the head of his unit, but other members of the unit. Why were they calling? He didn't know, but no matter, he'd call in the morning. He opened the messaging app to first apologize to his babe for slipping off on her, but saw that the prayer department group chat had so much messages before the admin had to make it admin only to stop people from chatting. And when he opened the chat, that's when he realized what he had done. He had mistakenly forwarded Stella's noodles to the prayer department group chat. Oh my god, bro was cooked. The admin had deleted it, but a lot of people had seen it. In fact, everybody had seen it and they were pissed. You already know. Daniel knew that some people would have saved some of them. What Stella said about the shame kept ringing in his head. He knew he had put himself and her in trouble, but she would have it worse. She was the daughter of the pastor of the church. The shame would be too much for her to bear. He imagined the extent of the shame and how Stella could literally end her life. No! Daniel would not let that happen. Never. And so, he checks how many people saw his messages in the group chat, got himself armed with a knife and a cutlass, and decided, listen to this very carefully, he decided to go to every one of their houses and kill them.
Oh, hell no, man. What the fuck, man?
A total of 13 people were in the group chat, and all of them saw it. Daniel wanted to visit each and every one of them and unalive them and anyone that tried to stop him, destroying their phones and the pictures with them if anyone had saved it. It was a small town, so the security wasn't all that good, and so he actually went and he succeeded. He unalived a total of 18 people. 18 people because some had wives, husbands, and anyone who was just unlucky to have seen him. These people were asleep, unexpecting, hoping to get to the juicy scandal in the morning. They had no idea that the morning would never come. Some of them put up a fight, but he overpowered them because, they were mostly older people. The last person was the head of the unit. He stabbed him multiple times. He checked his phone to see if he had sent it to anyone. He saw that he had reported it to the girl's mom with the pictures. He sent the pictures to the girl's mom. Well, I guess it was time to kill the parents too. But lucky for them, some vigilantes saw him finally. Where had they been throughout the night? Covered in blood, and they captured him. By this time, it was like 5 a.m. So, let's say he has been going around killing people for 2 to 3 hours. In the morning, people woke up to murdered neighbors and family members. Unbelievable. Brother Daniel unalived 18 people. Why did he do it? Everybody wondered. But he wouldn't say why he killed them. He kept quiet, stone-faced, ready for whatever came. He protected his lover, and that is all that mattered. That morning, Stella woke up and was told the news. She was too stunned. I mean, what exactly would you say in this situation? Well, the narrative was that he did it for rituals, and everyone just ran with it. Only Stella's parents knew why, but to save their reputations and their daughter's reputation, they never told anyone. Well, except Stella, whom they scolded, obviously. Daniel was sentenced to death. Stella's parents never allowed her to go anywhere him, whether it was visiting or watching his execution. They never saw each other again. Damn, that's tough. I'd love to hear your thoughts. Subscribe, my people, to the next crazy story.